in the picture anyway. We kind of look alike. It's
Right.
Just go along with it. My situation's a little bit different. So you all know I'm a military brat, an Army brat. So I have friends that I've known since I was like 2 or 3, and we still keep in touch. But since I had to move so much, I lost contact throughout the years with certain people. So it wasn't until college where I felt like I met my best friends, my core group, and my lifelong friends that I'm always going to have.
I feel like I'm a little bit similar to that.
Well, I have no complaints about these things coming back earlier and earlier because I do love me a pumpkin spice donut or latte, but it does seem kind of early, you know, for some of these stores to be rolling
I mean, it's
out.
August. I mean, granted, it feels a little bit like fall outside, but it's just, every year earlier and earlier. But would you guys be offended if there was just pumpkin spice year round?
I would not. I mean, I made some pumpkin spice almond muffins last week. Remember, I posted them on Facebook. So I personally wouldn't be upset. I think it might take away the excitement, you know, that people get about it, but I wouldn't mind if it was year round.
That's just how it's going to be.
I know people like that. There's people in my family that wear one wherever they go. I know for me, I was getting a little comfortable, but after seeing the numbers start to go up, I always keep one on hand, either in my purse or in my car. So if I run into the store, I can, you know, throw it on. If I'm going somewhere where I know there's going to be a lot of people and I don't know those people, you know, I always have one on standby.
I had a friend who said that he doesn't wear.
This reminds me of a saying that one of my mentors in news used to say to me. She used to always go, do better the next day. Just do better the next day. Like
no matter
if I
what.
fumbled on a live shot or maybe I missed a deadline or something, I would be so critical of myself and beat up on myself. And she would say, just do better the next day. You can't take it back, you can't do it over, but just learn from it and perform better the next day. And you can really apply that to any aspect of your life.
It is true. And I also feel like
what you just did yesterday.
And like they say, you're only as good as your last story. You're
That's
only
right.
as good as your last live shot. So you want to continue to just keep building on, you know, the groundwork that you put down.
well, what I want to. Welcome to the 4 to 5. Let's go down the line. Chad.
Hello.
Eric.
Monique.
And I'm Lauren.
Nice.
Nice to meet you.
It's like a bad middle school play. Just
I thought you were going to strut around a little bit. You look like you were going to strut.
the
Oh,
wall.
strut?
Yeah.
Oh.
You do the wall.
Strut like you mean it.
Very nice.
Be a star. It's not a.
What is
Shoulder's
happening?
back. Shoulder's back.
We are really glad that you are here today. Thanks for joining us on air,
Shoulders
online,
back.
the News 2 app, Fire Stick, Roku. You can pretty much watch us anywhere these days.
And as you can see, we like to have a lot of fun, and we're having a lot of fun online as well. So if you're watching us on Facebook, chime in the chats. We love to hear from you. That is a huge one. I didn't think about that when I thought about athletic safety. When it comes to children, you always think about drinking and taking breaks, but she really talked about the importance of letting kids decide. You know, you have those parents that are like, you're going to play this sport from 3 all the way to 23, and that's it. And she says you're actually not using certain parts of your body when you do that to children.
I've seen this firsthand, you know, raising my kids, and you go to these little league games and whatever basketball games, and you can tell the parents that are just pushing them so hard. And I always, it's none of my business, so I can't say anything, but I always sit there and think it's not fair for them, because there are some kids that they like it, but they don't love it. And
Yeah.
the odds of your kid going to the professionals,
Right.
0.1% or something. So we need to take a break and just take it easy on the kids.
And some kids just want to have fun. They just want to
Right.
be a part of the team. They're not necessarily looking to go D1 or go to college.
right.
It's great if you are, absolutely, but that's not everybody's objective or goal.
Right, and oftentimes you'll find that it's the parents who were also the athletes in
Yes.
school pushing their kids, because either they want them to fulfill a dream that they never got to, or they want them to follow in their footsteps.
On the money.
Fortunately for me, my parents were very supportive. You know, if when I was playing sports, if I didn't want to play it anymore, they'd say, well, we spent a bunch of money on it. That's one reason we don't want you
Yeah.
to quit. But, you know, we don't want to force you to do something you don't want to do.
We tell our kids that if you start it, you have to finish the season.
And that's how my family was too. I played all types of sports. I did basketball, I did soccer, gymnastics, cheerleading, and when I got older, they were like, okay, you need to pick a sport. So I picked track and field, and that's what I did throughout high school. But they were the same. I remember I wanted to quit basketball one year because I wasn't that good, and they said, Coleman's don't quit. And then my mom said, I spent too much on those basketball shoes.
Right, exactly.
You are not about to get off of the team.
Yeah, we've had some of our younger ones who will play like half the season. I think I'm done. No, you're not done.
Yep.
I said, you made a promise, a commitment, and whether you're riding the bench or whatever, you got to be there for the season.
And there's such a good lesson in
Yes.
that. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
not even just with sports, but just in life in general.
That is a true life lesson too.
Right.
Sports can teach you a lot about life
can.
if you handle it
Absolutely.
right. I love
Discipline, all
Coleman's
of that.
Don't Quit.
Yeah, my dad
Coleman's
said,
don't
Coleman's
quit.
don't quit. My mom said, those basketball shoes, those Jordans I got you, they cost too much
Dad's
money.
military. He wasn't putting up with any quitting. That's right.
Well, throughout the back to school season, we are focusing on the stories.
Surprised, honestly,
Oh, wow,
with how it
okay.
ended.
Wow.
So I do enjoy movies like this, but is this a movie you should go see with someone else, or are you okay watching it by yourself?
You can watch it by yourself.
I could see
can,
Lauren
you
like
can.
holding on to somebody. Like,
Yes, I'm the one going to be jumping all over you like, oh my God.
Everyone is piling there.
Climbing
No,
up.
it is a group setting. It works
Okay.
best when you're at because it's a comedy too, you know?
Right.
Yes, Manning is here, our own personal movie critic, and he's answering you all in the chat, and the viewers, they're loving you. They got lots of questions. What are you seeing right now?
Well, first off, I'm feeling the love, and I thank y'all for that. But one of the ones that I actually asked in the chat real quickly was, what is your favorite sports movie? And Curtis really got me thinking, and I wanted to ask that to the chat. We got some great responses from Bobby. His was The Longest Yard. Nancy said Field of Dreams. Melita said Rudy. So some really great movies. We're really running the gamut. We talked about Christmas. We talked about sports and horror, of course. So lots of questions.
And you got one comment, someone said, I don't really watch a lot of movies. I pretty much just watch sports and ESPN all day. What kind of perspective would you give to someone like that?
Yes. So it's difficult rushing into a film when you don't know like what you're getting. It's like, okay, what is this? But films, to start off by trying to find a particular a hobby you're interested in. You said to me, true crime.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of crime movies out there, but to hone in on one you've heard people talking about, ask your friends, and then hone in on one particular movie that has something to do with an interest that you have. I think that would be the best entryway into the world of movies if you haven't watched one in a long time.
All right, so I got to ask you before we go to the
Please.
break, what is the worst movie that you've ever seen?
No. Okay.
Ever in life? 'Cause you've seen a lot of movies.
Listen, movies are. It is hard to make a movie. It is hard to make a movie, and I begrudge no one if they don't make a. If they make a.
We want to hear it.
Okay, it's easily The Room. Have y'all seen The Room with Tommy Wiseau, where he's like, "Oh hi, Mark,
have
you
not
haven't?"
seen that.
Okay, look it up. It's
now I wanna
hilarious.
see it.
It's really bad. It's really bad, but it's so bad it's good. Maybe.
All right, Manning, this has been a lot of fun, and you're going to get this weekly, so we'll see you right after this break.